A Thursday edition of the Bull Crew podcast. Again, Charger football getting going on Sunday against the Browns, 10 a.m. Pacific time. But here we are on a Thursday. Of course, we're going to pick games today. And also at the same time, we're going to go through kind of mid-season. I don't know if we say mid-season, about who our awards would go to. So we want participation, of course, and appreciate everybody that's involved in the show. But at the same time, when we talk about the show and everyone that's excited to talk Charger football, we want to know, what would you do to constantly make this team better? That's what we talk about all the time. The team right now is 4-3. Some people have said they expect a little bit more. I will say this: it's Halloween as we do the show. This is the best day of the year. If you're looking to rob a bank, today is the day you want to do it. Everybody's in costume. It's going to be tough to find you, but I never understood why anybody would rob a bank on any day that isn't Halloween. So, hey, rob a bank and run out. You dress like Chewbacca. There are a bunch of Chewbaccas out there. Who would guess? At the same time, let's get down to something really serious. The Dodgers won the World Series, Mario, Josh. And I've been waiting a long time for this. So even though we only do it for Charger games, we're lighting up a victory cigar today. Okay. We're going victory cigar. Yeah. I didn't do it last night. Might have a couple cocktails, couple pops here and there, but otherwise we're going victory cigar for the LA Dodgers. Hopefully the Charger wins the next one. But we're going to enjoy the day. So, Josh, I'll let you start the show as I get the cigar going.
I know you're getting the cigar going, but why was yesterday a special day for us? Can you elaborate on that for a little bit?
Yeah, I will. So yesterday was it's a tough day. October 30th is one of the worst days of the year for our family. So I'll say this for me as a dad, my son's birthday, Josh's little brother, at September 26th is a tough day. Father's Day is brutal. But October 30th is the anniversary of my son passing away. My son was a huge Dodger fan. Josh is a big Padre fan. Jake was a huge Dodger fan. Every year, Jake's birthday, we got to get to Dodger Stadium. And if they weren't at home on the 26th of September, we always found the closest date possible. But we spend as much time as we could going to Dodger Stadium. I will say this as well, because it's against the law that you aren't supposed to spread ashes at Dodger Stadium. May or may not have done it. Josh and I possibly spread Jake's ashes right behind shortstop, between left field and shortstop at Dodger Stadium. And to know that the Dodgers won on October 30th on what was a terrible, terrible day for, I think, not only my wife, for Josh, for me. Yesterday hit harder than normal for us, at least. And to see the Dodgers pull it out, family-wise, it took to a whole nother level. I know a lot of people who are Kobe Bryant fans, and Josh and I are huge Kobe Bryant fans. They love the fact that it was their 8th championship in 24. So that was kind of a cool thing. Tomorrow's the parade. If you're a Fernando Valenzuela fan, that tomorrow's Fernando Valenzuela's birthday. To see the parade in Los Angeles on Fernando's birthday, who just passed away last week, is big too. So so many different things. I know a lot of Charger fans are obviously Dodger fans, and a lot are still Padre fans. But for us personally, that was everything. That was big.
Yeah, it was big. And like Dave said, I'm a Padres fan. And the Padres participated too, Mario. They got shut out for 24 consecutive innings.
Kobe. For Kobe.
Yeah.
There you go.
For Kobe.
And they did.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget 2 hits. That's Kobe's daughter's number. So there you go.
There you go.
24.
Thanks for adding that in. So every week during the season, Mario, is a big week, right? Because we have to win the game. I mean, in football especially, every game just matters more because you're only playing one game a week. But I feel like we have 2 games this week almost, because with the trade deadline and then the actual game against the Cleveland Browns. Do you have any sense coming down to this trade deadline in a few days that the Chargers are going to make a move, or you think they're going to sit still?
Well, first off, condolences to you guys. I know, that's always a hard day. And 2, maybe shoot your boy over that so I can bet on the Dodgers. Because holy hell, that's a curve. What's coming, guys? There's angels in the outfield, and you don't tell me. Come on. I lost one of the Yankees last night. A little still hurt about it. Now I know this. Like, all right, get kicked in the nuts. All right, no. I think a lot based off this weekend, guys. In all seriousness, I think if I almost said Dodgers. If the Chargers come out and the receiving core is lackluster, and let's say, Ladd really struggles this weekend, if Quinn Johnson really struggles, then I think it's going to be, all right, we really got to make a move right here. Like, the move's going to come. I think, Dave, if we see another Ladd game that we've seen for the past couple of weeks, I think it's them going, I think we got the pieces right here. I think we're going to be okay. We're seeing improvement every single time. That's how I kind of see this thing going. Struggle Sunday, move. Great Sunday. Do we really need it? It's just the direction I kind of see that going.
See, I'd like to see them being buyers, obviously, no matter what happens Sunday. Yeah, you lose, you feel a little desperation. You win, you say, hey, we're in a better spot for the playoffs. What do we need to get over the edge? There's some easy games coming up, but there's some really tough games coming up too. I think that's the thing that will frustrate you. If you miss the playoffs by a game, you're going to look back and go, could we have been more active? I mean, I know it's a different general manager and a different head coach and everything that it used to be when Marty was here, but it used to be just got to get into the dance, fellas, right? That's what you heard AJ Smith say all the time. You just got to get in. And if you can get in, anything can happen. It happens more, I know, in other sports, especially baseball, than it does in the NFL. It seems like the NFL, the number one seed, it makes a big damn difference to win your division, host a playoff game, and take those steps towards a Super Bowl. But, man, this is a franchise and a fan base that's been hurting for a long time. And I'm not saying that Dean owes us anything, but it does feel like, you kind of owe us something. Like, dude, we're dying here. It just like, would I hold my breath they're going to make a trade? 100% no. Do I expect them to make a trade? I do not. Do I expect them to do anything significant, like saying a difference maker comes in? I would be shocked. I hate to say it. I would be 100% shocked if they did something like that this year.
Yeah, so I'm going to throw up AK's comment right here. He says, we finally have a great coach. Let's stack up on picks. We have the money in the offseason to make a move. I just do not feel, Mario, there's a lot in the offseason to look forward to. The number one target receiver-wise in the offseason was Stephon Diggs. He now has a torn ACL. I don't know if you want to throw money at a guy that has a torn ACL at 30 years old. But I'm with Dave. Like, I feel like we just need to get somebody, whether we win or lose, pick up someone. The only scenario, Mario, I can think of where the Chargers stay pat is if every receiver's healthy for the game on Sunday. That means QJ's out there, DJ Chark is out there, and they look good. That's asking for a lot. I think the Chargers receivers as a whole haven't had many games where they all look very good. I think Ladd McConkey's been the most consistent one. QJ started out hot, but he's been unavailable for the most part. I don't know. If you trade Josh Palmer, maybe you get something more in return. I kind of feel like the guy at the bar at 155, just trying to get anything I can. If you can get me a receiver, you can get me a receiver that can catch a few passes or a tight end. People are saying, Hunter Henry, how much of a difference would he make? Enough. I think Hunter Henry would make enough of a difference where he can push you into the playoffs. That's how much the Chargers need a tight end and a receiver. If you can just get into the dance, I think we've seen crazier things. I don't think the Chargers are a Super Bowl team, but you would never say the New York Giants when they were the last seed when they beat the Patriots that one year. Nobody saw them winning the Super Bowl either. So you just got to get into the dance.
I'm with you. Just get in the dance and see what happens, right? Like, we've seen teams, by the way, really overperform when the talent wasn't all there. Remember the Tennessee Titans, guys? Like, that's a team that's a little bit similar to the Chargers right now. We're very great defense. They have some weapons on offense, but there's some glaring holes. But they, their coach was able to outcoach other coaches and go pretty far. Could that be the Chargers? It could. Harbaugh's done it before, and he's a very good coach in this league. We shall see. The Hunter Henry thing. Look, the Patriots are very upfront. They are selling right now. Like, they are pretty, out there saying that. And people could say whatever they want about Hunter Henry too, but look at when Drake May's in there. Look at who he's looking for. Look at who's his reliable target is. It's Hunter Henry, man. I think that guy could be a big boost for his team. So I would love Hunter Henry. But Dave, we can't ignore the fact that DJ Chark was limited in practice Wednesday. Like, the Shark could be back.
Dude, I'm so tired of hearing
about go in the ocean. Shark's in there.
Dude, it's getting ridiculous, right? Here's the funny thing about the Chargers franchise is most franchises, the GM basically controls hirings and firings and big time moves. I mean, it's, there's a pecking order, right? There's the president, there's the GM, there's the coach. The Chargers aren't built like that. I mean, we know Jim Harbaugh has the second most power behind Dean Spanos. That's why it goes. Even more power than his kids in that organization. So, but if I was Joe Ortiz, just me, and I don't think it would be an ego thing. Do you want the reputation of somebody that can make a team better on the fly? This is your first year as a GM. Do you want the reputation of being Trader Joe? And I say the answer is yes. Sometimes I think it's pretty good when you have that reputation of, hey, guess what? Trade deadline's coming. The Chargers are always looking to make moves. And every year you're known as kind of that team. Now the Chargers, looking at it, at the salary cap that's available for them, salary space that's available for next year is insane. There's so much money that the Chargers have a chance to spend. I believe they're fell in money that they can spend next year. In their mind, they could be saying, look, we have all these draft picks, and at the same time, we have a ton of money to fix a lot of holes through free agency. Just everybody stand pat. That's kind of, basically what we've been talking about for the last few weeks. We don't want to throw away years, though, as fans. We don't want to throw away years. Justin Herbert doesn't want to throw away years, but there are major concerns on this team. I would never guess when we started the season that we would say defense wasn't really a major concern, but our interior offensive line, as we say all the time, the tight end, the wide receivers, there are major concerns that are holding us back from advancing to being a quality playoff team.
Trader Joe's a sick nickname. I don't know if you just made that up right now, but if he actually pulls off some trades, I'm going to call him Trader Joe. That's a sick nickname. Darius Slayton's a name people are throwing out on the side. Hunter Henry. Jim does not want Hunter Henry. Dude, I'm really on the side of just bring in somebody, man. Anybody. If you bring in any tight end, you understand the situation Chargers are in. If you bring in any tight end, they're the tight end one. Anybody. Like, that's the situation. You have the worst tight end group in the NFL. It's not even close. You're talking about pass catching tight ends, the worst in the NFL. And then receivers, dude, Ladd McConkey is the only guy worth a damn right now, because if you're not healthy, you're a nobody. And Quentin Johnston has not been healthy. Josh Palmer's unreliable. DJ Chark, we don't even know if he exists, right? We talked about that on this show. Yeah. When you look about the game this Sunday, Mario, what are your thoughts? How confident are you in the Chargers against the Browns? Obviously, Jameis is going to be out there. Nick Chubb is back out there, but they're very banged up too. This is a team that's been dealing with injuries all season long.
All season long, they traded away their best receiver. You mentioned Nick Chubb being back. He's really got to help that team, because offensively, they're terrible. They're dead last in team yards per play, 27th in rushing offense, 29th in passing offense. They upgraded at QB, which stinks for us. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say. Going from Deshaun Watson to Jameis Winston, it's a pretty big upgrade. But at the end of the day, I see this team, Dave, they're riding high after beating a divisional opponent, which I don't put a lot. I was rewatching that game actually yesterday. They had it on for some reason upstairs. I have no idea why. But I was like, I'll just sit here, eat my dinner, watch some of this. And as I was watching it, I felt more of the Browns had the perfect spot for a win, and the Ravens had a perfect spot for a loss. I don't see it as anything more than that. I think this team has a lot of glaring holes. I think this team doesn't take care of the football. This team's going to let you put points on the board. You just got to take advantage of it. And if the Chargers do that, they're going to be in a perfect spot. I really do think, Dave, we could leave this game and we, come and do the post-game show, and the Chargers literally let up maybe 7 points. I really think the Browns are really going to struggle to move the football.
I really hope that's the case. By the way, I just want to get my facts straight on this. Chargers have the 5th most money in the offseason. It's number 5. Just to give you a heads up, since I explained it to you, and one of the teams is in the division has more. The Patriots have 132.9 million. The Raiders have 123.8 million. Commanders, which are playing great football, 121.5 million available. Cardinals, 118.9 million available. And then you have the Chargers at 77.1 million available. So they have the 5th most space going in the NFL. By the way, teams that are basically struggling, right now, they're over the cap. The Saints, the Browns, Seahawks, they're already over.
Notice how none of those teams are Super Bowl teams either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. It's kind of crazy. The fact that the Raiders are an interesting team to watch. I know we're going to break down the Browns game in a second, but the fact the Raiders are an interesting team to watch is because, Tom Brady says things are going to be different. Is he going to hire a new coach? Is he at the same time, are they going to trade for Kirk Cousins or whatever they can get the quarterback market? Because we all know if you don't have a quarterback, everyone that's a Charger fan wants to see the Raiders struggle for as long as possible. It's been 20 years and it's not long enough. That's why Charger fans look at it as far as the Raiders go. To see that money available, you kind of wonder, are the Raiders going to do something massive the way the Chargers did in the offseason as far as changing the culture? And that's what they're trying to do. Otherwise, this division gets kind of scary. I mean, we all want to see the Broncos struggle and Sean Payton end up, leaving Denver with his tail between his legs. But that team's playing better than what we expected, which a year ago, going into the season in 2023, we kept saying the AFC West was the toughest division going. And in reality, that the AFC West is not one of the toughest divisions going.
Yeah, I don't think the AFC West is a very good division. I think the Broncos are definitely better than what we said they were going to be. but they're not a great team. The Raiders they're not the worst team in the NFL, Mario, but they're damn near close to being the worst team in the NFL. And the Chiefs are the Chiefs. Chargers, I think, have been kind of what we expected. We've dropped a few games that we'd expect to win. The Cardinals game still pisses me off. I go to sleep sometimes thinking about the Cardinals game. It's hard to get out of my head. I'm not really concerned about the Raiders until the Raiders actually get a quarterback that's not a stopgap like Gardner Minshew or Jimmy Garoppolo. I just don't care. I just think that team is so lost. They don't have a real head coach. And Dave called that Antonio Pierce is not a real coach in the NFL. They just have too many issues over there. Tom Brady, to me, is a great player. I mean, he's the greatest of all time, but he's not a great executive yet. You point at Michael Jordan. I mean, it's early, but we don't know yet. Michael Jordan was awful. There's other great players that just can't do it, So let's see if Tom Brady can turn them around. Hopefully he doesn't. Mario, do you want to get into the midseason awards, or do you want to talk more about the Chargers-Browns matchup?
Well, let's dive into it a little bit more, because I think there's some stuff that I'm pretty interested in and I want to hit on. One is, can Justin Herbert stay on this little hot streak he's on against this Browns defense? Because this Browns defense has been getting cooked a little bit by the QBs recently. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. He went 16 for 25, 264 and 2 touchdowns. That was the game that he got A.J. Brown back and Devontae Smith. So there's a little bit of a homecoming. Oh, my God, look at this kind of, feeling towards that game. Burrow had a nice day on him, not a fantastic day. And then Lamar, even with the loss, Lamar kind of, did it to him a little bit with 289 yards and 2 touchdowns. I think this could be a streak, guys, where Herbert has another great game, and then we see another PFF graphic come Monday, Dave, of highest graded player throughout the weekend. I think he's staying in that direction because, like I said, man, this Browns defense, it's not the Browns defense of last year where everyone was kind of intimidated by it, and it was a defense that was taken over by storm, and it was, getting these crazy comparisons to other legendary defenses in NFL history. I think it is this year, just a complete different version of that. 18th in passing EPA, 25th in turnover differential, 18th in points allowed. This defense has been getting lit up, can't get lit up. So what do you think? Can Justin Herbert keep the hot streak alive?
I hope so. We said it after the last game, at least I did. I thought it was the best game I've ever seen. I mean, I didn't know anything about the PFF before that came out. When you look at some of the, you look at the difference of completions and attempts, and some people say that's not his best game because I think there was the 12 space gap in there. But just watching with your eyes as a football fan, going, man, that was awesome. That was an incredible game. I hope he continues it against the Browns. I mean, when you just mentioned the Eagles wide receivers, and I'm trying to think, we would freak out if Justin Herbert had those guys as his wide receivers compared to what they have right now, right? It's stealing money. So I hope it's big. I honestly wonder if the Browns would have lost last week to the Ravens, and let's say they lose this Sunday to the Chargers, would Myles Garrett be a guy that they're getting rid of? And also, what is the return on Garrett? Because you heard a couple weeks ago that Myles Garrett was a guy they were talking about trading. What's Myles Garrett worth in a trade? A lot of people consider him right there as top is right there with the TJ Watt, a top defensive rusher in the league. What would the return be for the Browns to try and fix their problems? But we got to control them. The good thing about us is we like our tackles, right? We think we can protect Justin Herbert, and I think he could have a big game, Mario.
I think the Chargers stack up very well with the Cleveland Browns, and the return on Myles Garrett would have to be a first-round pick. I think Myles Garrett is still one of the top defensive players in the NFL. If not one first-round pick, maybe a few more picks. I don't know. Myles Garrett is still very, very good. He's not the issue with that team. They have other issues. Really, just the quarterback is the main issue over there. Giving Deshaun Watson all that guaranteed money, and he's one of the worst in the NFL, is your number one issue. I hope the Browns suffer. I don't feel bad for any other team, but Myles Garrett for sure I think is a first-round pick, Mario.
But yeah, maybe multiple first-round picks, if we're being honest. I think he's a guy that can come in and really kind of change your team and change the direction of your organization. Let's say
the Lions, would you give up to, or the Lions not missing Hutchinson?
No, I wouldn't. No, I think the move that the team that should do it would be a Commanders. Would be the perfect team, I think, because you have the capital, you have the money, and you have a new owner. New owner wants to win. They're not really patient people, and you look pretty solid right now. And you get him with Dan Quinn, a very good defensive mind. Yep. And then just think about, remember when the Bears did that with Mac and how good that team just improved with that. I think that could happen with Washington a little bit.
Yeah,
a good call.
we'll get into our awards. Washington's not bad. I mean, we just mentioned all the cap space they're going to have anyway. You could basically knock out the edges with free agents.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but when the Dodgers won yesterday, Magic Johnson was there. He's one of the owners of the Dodgers, also one of the owners of the Commanders, because it's my 15th World Championship.
He
expects
F off.
He expects to win. What do you got against Magic?
No, nothing. That's just that's so annoying.
He's an Isaiah Thomas fan.
Oh yeah, it's like
I'm not. No, don't put that on me. I'm not as Isaiah Thomas was mean to my boy Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
he went to Indiana, dude. Where you from?
Yeah, Indiana guy. You kind of torn.
He is. He is.
Kind of
a tough one. I met him before, and there's like an IBA. That's where that team practice, and they come around every now and then. And he was there, and I don't know where I'm going with that story. There was nothing cool that happened.
That's it. There's nothing good.
No, I just saw my dad was like, "That's Isaiah Thomas," and I shook his head. I was like, "Dad, I'm pretty sure he was mean to Michael Jordan." My dad was like, "Shut up." I mean, yeah, but that's the IU team. What do you? Yeah, he's like, just for one moment, you shut up. He's just like, I think that was the one of 3 times in my life where my dad's seriously looked at me and gone, "Shut the hell up." And I was like, "All right."
Thanks, Dad. All right. This is the part I've been waiting for. Been waiting for this all week. We're going to kick it off with the MVP. What are we starting with, Mario? The big award?
Oh, yeah, we can start off with MVP.
Or do you want to go MVP last? What are you feeling?
What do you guys... we should start with it last because it's the most exciting. So we'll start with the least, and then we'll build up. Okay,
least. We'll go with Defensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like that's one of the least awards out there. I believe there's one person up for this award at the moment. We're just going to skip through it real quick. It's Jared Verse. If there's anybody in the comments that think it's anybody other than Jared Verse, let me know. But I'm pretty sure he's the only person right now. Kind of a weak award at the moment.
Yeah, he had a great. Was it Thursday night game or Monday night game? I'm blanking on.
He's great all the time.
That game. Yeah, but he had an amazing game.
Imagine if Aaron Donald was still playing.
Dude, he still should play, honestly.
I mean, how good would this kid be? Aaron Donald's, the rumor was if the Rams make the playoffs, Aaron Donald's coming back this year. But imagine how good this kid would be if Aaron Donald was there also.
Yeah, it's true. And they have some other really young, good defensive linemen. All right. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mario, are you going to go with your heart or are you going to go with your head on this one?
I wanted to go with heart, but he won the Rookie Bowl. He's played the best. They has best record. They sit on top of the NFC East. It's Jaden Daniels. He's the Rookie of the Year. It sucks to say.
What do you think, Dave?
Yeah. Oh, he's the Rookie of the Year. Dude, at the same time, look, man, I know everyone's like, get over it. Brock Bowers leads the NFL in receptions. He's crazy good. He's crazy good.
Say that.
Dude, it's like, God, I mean, the position that we desperately need, and he leads the NFL in receptions, and that's with 2 terrible quarterbacks and a terrible team. Got it. It's Jaden Daniels. I mean, he's going to walk away with it unanimously, but pretty good rookie class. Josh said it a couple weeks on the show. You look at those top 10, 12 picks in the draft, it's insane. It might go down as the greatest draft of all time.
Great draft. This is already one of the best drafts. Brock Bowers is awesome, but Jaden Daniels to me is in the MVP conversation. So I think he has to be the Offensive Rookie of the Year. All right, we'll go with Head Coach of the Year. Mario went first last time. All right, Dave. All 3 of us have different picks on this one. Who do you have for NFL Head Coach of the Year?
It's tough. I'm stuck between 2 guys. One guy that I like a lot that I've said great things that I've said great things about. That I've said great things about is Mike Tomlin, because the Steelers were picked to finish last in that division. But at the same time, Mike Tomlin's Mike Tomlin, right? And always makes the play, always has a winning record, I should say. Dan Quinn has done a fantastic job. I mean, did not see that coming. I thought it was a mistake hiring a defensive guy, especially if you're bringing in a quarterback. Man, between those 2 guys, I don't think you can go wrong. Now, I'm sure you guys have different picks than even the ones I just said, but either one of them, Mike Tomlin probably deserves his due with what he's had to do. And he made a tough pick of changing quarterbacks when things were working. Who does that? We're doing okay, but we're going to switch quarterbacks. And guess what? Russell Wilson has played better than Justin Fields.
Yeah, I think he deserves a lot of credit. Right. I think a lot of people thought going into the season, the Steelers were the worst team in that division. Obviously, they're 6-2, best team in the AFC North. Who do you have, Mario, for head coach of the year?
So I have Kevin O'Connell.
Good call.
For the sole reason of there wasn't any expectation from this team, like absolutely zero. You get Sam Darnold, who is damaged goods from the Jets to the Panthers. Niners was a backup. You turn him into a very, very solid, good quarterback. You really play to your strengths. You're 6-2. You sit on top of. I don't know if they're on top anymore, but at one point you're at top of the hardest division in the NFL. It's hard for me to kind of look other way. And for a coach of the year, I truly look at like which team had the lowest expectation and is exceeding the most. Right. Like I think Tomlin, you can say it every year, but the thing is like we expect it from Tomlin now. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard for Tomlin to ever be it just because we know he's gonna be right above 500 all the time. But I think Kevin O'Connell, Jesus Christ, is my coach of the year.
Nobody yelled at you. Nobody said a word. Please. You got to freak out. You got your own little battle going on.
Yeah,
you're less a day up here.
I think there's a lot of guys. I think there's about 5 guys you can give the award to right now. I'm not anybody to get upset. I like somebody put Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur to me is an outstanding head coach. I think that guy can make any team look good. He made Malik Willis look like a great quarterback, and he couldn't do anything with the Titans.
I think I have
Matt LaFleur is a very good coach. I think Matt LaFleur and Sean McVay, super young team, dude. All the receivers are young. I love Matt LaFleur. I think Sean McVay still is one of the best coaches in the NFL. But my pick for coach of the year is Dan Quinn. That was a team that was in the gutter. One of the worst organizations in all of professional sports.
Fan base gave up on him.
Fan base gave up on them. The whole city hated them. They, changed ownership, changed head coach. Dan Quinn seems like a guy that everybody loves. Everybody on his team looks like they run through a wall for him. Mario's in the city. So I'll go Dan Quinn as my head coach of the year. All right. Next one, we'll go defensive player of the year. We'll start off with Mario. What do you think?
Okay. If he was still healthy, I think this goes to Aiden Hutchinson right away. He hasn't played in 2 weeks, and he's still third in sacks in the NFL. Like, that's insane. So quick, just shout out to Aiden Hutchinson.
Me and Dave completely whiffed on that, by the way. Well, I'll admit this. We did not think he was that good coming out of Michigan. Like, totally will admit. Totally thought he was not going to be that guy. He's that guy. So good.
I really did not want him to be that guy.
If it helps, my cousins that live in Detroit, they all went to Michigan State, so they hate the Michigan guys. And after every play where he does something crazy, I still text them and go, "You still think it's gonna be a bust?" And they all respond with the same, "Still a bitch." They'll go like, "I bet I can beat his ass." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you're 300 pounds and you lose your breath on a 5-minute walk. You're not moving, Ferd."
That's right. Hey, real quick on the side here, I see Jesse Yates says Andy Reid, coach of the year. Just going back to the last one. Look, they're undefeated, right? Andy Reid is, I think, arguably every week, the best coach. I think it's one of those where he's so consistent, so good that we're looking for the guy that has surprised us. I think the three of us, at least when we just made our picks, not that we don't realize how great Andy Reid is. We all understand.
They just don't give the award to the best coach. They give it to the most surprising coach.
Yeah, it's a surprise
the guy
award.
that did the most with what was expected.
Yeah. And like just look at it the past couple of years, like Matt Nagy has one. Just put it in perspective,
That's crazy.
And it was Matt Nagy versus Frank Wright. Like that was like the debate that year. And both are probably not going to get jobs again as head coaches. My defensive player of the year is TJ Watt.
All right. So TJ Watt is the odds-on favorite to be defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Which he probably deserves it. I mean, that Steelers defense is really good. And there's not another player in the NFL, I think, that is more deserving of taking over a game. Like he takes over games, Mario. I haven't seen somebody do that like he does all the time, dude, where he makes the huge strip sack. He's the opposite of Joey Bosa. When you need him the most, he shows up. The guy that sneaky, dude, is having an insane year. He's the best defensive tackle in the NFL now that Aaron Donald is no longer in the league, is Dexter Lawrence for the New York Giants. Guy is an absolute freak. The Raiders completely whiffed on that. They took his teammate. They didn't even take Christian Wilkins in the draft. They took the third guy. But Dexter Lawrence is a freak. He has 9 sacks from the middle of the defensive line. You're never going to win defensive player of the year if your defense is not that great. The Steelers obviously have a much better defense, so I too will pick TJ Watt.
Yeah, my favorite. I'll tell you right now, my favorite defensive player to watch is Max Crosby. I like watching Max Crosby because that motor that's ridiculous. I see more Raider games than I see Steeler games just by the part of the country I'm in. TJ Watt's the best one. I mean, it's one thing to get to the quarterback. To cause so many turnovers is a huge bonus. It's just incredible how good he is. I mean, imagine what the Watt household looks like with all those trophies in there, right? Between JJ and TJ and Derek. Oh yeah, Derek doesn't have anything that he would hang his hat on. But anyway, those two guys really fill up a room. Pretty amazing.
Which Watt brother do we have?
We had Derek.
Okay.
Thanks, Derek. Reminds me of Step Brothers.
Have you guys seen the clip? Have you guys seen the clip, by the way, of Max Crosby when they're playing the Broncos? It's my favorite clip.
Which one?
It's Bo Nix changing the play, and he walks up to the line. He goes, "They don't know, Bo. They're so confused." Dude, I love that clip. I watched that like 5 times.
That was
so
great,
funny.
but the Raiders defense got diced up. I'm like, bro, do
Yeah.
it in a game where you guys look good. Like they got killed
kidding.
by the Broncos, but that was a great clip.
It was
awesome.
very good. He'd be so
All
cool
right.
on a good team.
Dude, he's gonna be a Lion one day, I think. He's from Michigan. All right, Dave, we'll go back over to you. Offensive player of the year. Who do you have?
I got to look at it real quick. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. All right, I got to remember what we did. Oh, it's Jahmyr Gibbs. I picked Jahmyr Gibbs from the Lions. Again, I think Montgomery's in his way as far as being the player he could possibly be, but Jahmyr Gibbs is dangerous as hell. Jahmyr Gibbs is one of those guys that's rare, that's a better NFL player than he was college player. That's how good he is. I know he's a first-round pick, but I watched him all the way through college. And I'm telling you, what Jahmyr Gibbs is doing in the NFL has surprised me.
Mario's seen a lot of David Montgomery. Do you agree with that statement? Do you think David Montgomery's in the way of Jahmyr Gibbs?
I think they actually balance each other out. Actually,
Too much money to Montgomery. Why would he throw all that money when you're sitting there saying there might be some things to polish things up?
Because it's perfect for power and speed. It's the perfect combo of it. Absolutely. And David Montgomery's not a selfish guy. Like I think it's
Who's
a perfect
David Montgomery's best friend? Do you know?
Probably
Jahmyr Gibbs. They're best friends. They love
each other.
They love each other. So I mean, what they have going in Detroit is the perfect scenario. I agree with Mario. Jahmyr Gibbs is head and shoulders better. I think everybody would say that. But David Montgomery does bring a totally different wrinkle to the team. So will you go with Jahmyr Gibbs as well, Mario?
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff by him that I was looking at the past 3 games. This is his averages per carry: 11.5, 7.5, and 5.2 per carry.
It's insane.
How insane in that? And like splits carries, and he's 6th in rushing yards in all of the NFL. He splits
them right down the middle too, 50-50. He's a beast. Yeah. He was great at Bama, but he's even better in the NFL. My offensive player of the year is another Alabama running back. He could make a case for MVP at this point. Derrick Henry. I'm shocked, Mario, you didn't choose Derrick Henry as your offensive player of the year. He's taken over games. He's like TJ Watt times 2 on the offense side of the ball. You just hand him the ball and he'll go off with it. I think him and Lamar Jackson for sure is the best quarterback running back combination in the NFL. Derrick Henry to me is the only running back you can say is probably going to be a Hall of Famer. The way the running back position has been phased out of the NFL, he's the last Hall of Fame running back in the NFL. If you look at his numbers, he's top 10 in all major rushing categories, including rushing touchdowns. And I believe he's going to be top 10 rushing yards soon. He's going to be top 5 in rushing touchdowns by the end of next season. The guy's an absolute beast. He's been a beast at every level. And I'd give it to Derrick Henry as Offensive Player of the Year. All right.
I don't have it in front of me. But did the Chargers take both Joey Bosa and Hunter Henry ahead of Derrick Henry?
That's a good question.
Am I wrong?
Well, Derrick Henry is drafted in the 2nd round. Derrick Henry is a 2nd round draft pick. Yeah, I think you're right about that one.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I'd have to double check that as I was.
By the way,
something else.
I want to correct myself. As I said, we'll always point out something when we're wrong on something. Last week, I said Jameson Williams couldn't do anything else wrong. He's checked everything off the list that you could possibly do. Well, he shocked me. He basically got arrested with a gun in his car, and didn't have a permit to carry that gun. So just when I listed everything last week of that, hey, dude, you've literally broken every possible rule. Sure enough, you found one. So I apologize to the people.
Congrats to him.
To the show.
Creative, right? Very creative.
Did you guys read that article? By the way,
yeah,
I thought it was
the police are in trouble because he kept dropping his Detroit line, and those guys were Lions fans.
the craziest part is the Detroit diehard fan that comes pulling in and goes, you know who that is?
Yeah.
Do you know we're on top of the NFC right now?
Yeah. Dude, Mario, like that wouldn't be you if it was Jordan. Like, right? Come on, dude. You're like, dude, it's Michael Jordan. Do whatever he wants.
I mean, if you know my family history, like obviously, Italian blood. We kind of bent the rules a little bit. No, I mean I
Obviously.
just thought that was a crazy story of him just being like, I'm a Detroit Lion. I'm a Detroit Lion. And the Lions said they knew about it.
Yeah,
They don't
he went to
care.
him. I give the one thing
Yeah.
he did right. He went to management and told him,
Yeah.
"Hey, I was."
Yeah.
He at least he didn't try and hide it. He went to management and told him.
And the funniest,
for him.
bruh, I live in Detroit. It's
Yeah.
like, well, it's got a point, guys. It's not a good area.
Let's be honest. I would have said the same thing. I'm a Lion.
What
Yeah, I
number does
would've
he
said
wear? He's number 9.
Nine.
How's
He's
it?
9.
It'd be cool if he's
9.
8 for 8 Mile, but he's not. All right,
Ooh.
MVP Mario. What do you got for MVP?
All right. He's been in the conversation for so long, ladies and gentlemen. He's flirted with it. Now he's taken out on a date. It's Josh Allen. 14 touchdowns this year, over 1,700 passing yards already, 4th in QBR, 1 INT on this season, and that's what we've been ripping on him all the time. Throws the ball over. He, threads it when he doesn't need to. Well, this year, guys, he's only done it once, and if you go back and watch that interception, Amari Cooper falls down, and that's why it gets picked off. So should have no picks on the year. But he's done this, guys, with a receiving core that I would argue has been the worst he's ever had. Maybe dating back to his rookie year when he was, first got into the NFL. But now, as it stands, I was looking at Jared Goff. I know that's like a really popular one too, but I think MVP, you're the valuable. Valuable is the key word in that. And if you take Josh Allen off that team falls apart. I think if you take Goff off that team, obviously it takes a step back. But you can still be successful because you can lean on so many other things. So Josh Allen's my MVP.
All right. I'll go, Dix, if you want. My MVP, it's Josh's offensive player of the year. It's Derrick Henry. I think Derrick Henry, they look at the games the Ravens lost. It's not Derrick Henry's fault. The fault is that them not giving him the ball. I mean, history shows if you give Derrick Henry the ball, the Ravens will win the game. Derrick Henry is my MVP. I think the Ravens are a whole different franchise if you actually use him the way he's supposed to be used. But the games they've lost are the ones because he doesn't get the ball enough. And I know they aren't going to give it to a running back, but I'm going Derrick Henry.
Yeah, you could argue Derrick Henry for sure. I like to point out that Baker Mayfield leads the league in interceptions and touchdowns. The Jameis Winston category. Yep.
Same thing. Jameis did the same thing when he was there. I don't know what it is in Tampa, but we're going to balance this thing out like a scale.
Yeah, he's going to throw an interception on Sunday. If there's an interception prop for Jameis Winston against the Chargers defense, take it.
Oh, take it, Mario.
Take it.
Already,
Offensive player of the
year.
year.
I'm pretty sure it's like minus money.
Really?
Really?
Find it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take that bet. We'll do it live. Okay, so Jared Goff is a sexy pick, if you will. If you look at his numbers, though, he doesn't really stack up compared to Josh Allen, who would be my pick right now. I believe the MVP award. You kind of look at certain guys that have been in the conversation for years, and it tends to go to those people, just like in the NBA with Joel Embiid, who should have never got it. Should have went to Jokic, but everybody wanted Embiid to get it. I feel like Josh Allen is in that situation. I do think he deserves it. Josh Allen is the Buffalo Bills. He only has 1 interception, like Mario said, and he has been fantastic. We always rip on him for the turnovers. He hasn't done that. And he's going to end up, Mario, with probably 4,000 passing yards and over 500 rushing yards and a ton of touchdowns. Josh Allen's my pick for MVP.
Could this be the year for him, by the way?
No.
Why do you say that?
To win the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, to win
Is
the
that what
Super
you're
Bowl meant for MVP.
Yeah.
No, I was listening to another podcast. They said the most insane matchup of fan bases would be the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions down in New Orleans. That'd be electric.
Oh, electric.
But I don't know.
And
What do you think,
terrible
Dave?
for
What do you
my
think the
liver.
favorite is?
Who do
your
I think the
favorite?
favorite to win MVP would be?
No, to win the Super Bowl right now.
Oh, it's KC is the favorite,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're undefeated. I still say what we a couple weeks ago. I like the Lions and Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I'd rather see the Ravens. If I wasn't the Charger, I'd rather see the Ravens and Lions in the Super Bowl. Like I feel bad for any fan base struggling. Trust me, we all know what it's like. For the Lions who have never been to a Super Bowl to finally get in, would be great for their fan base.
This wasn't on the rundown, Mario, but I'm gonna throw it in there anyway. Who's the Chargers midseason MVP?
Jesse Minter.
Which
For play, I think it's got to be. To me, it's the way he's been playing. I was just gonna sound such a caveat, but like it's got to be Herbert with the way he's been playing the past 2 weeks. Has to.
They got no chance without him. No chance.
No chance. We live and die by that man.
Yeah, it has to be Justin Herbert. Who would be who's the most disappointing player midseason? Stop. Don't. Somebody else.
I was
besides
trying not
him.
even mention his name.
You
The whole
can't,
show.
yeah. You gotta go different.
Somebody else besides him.
Palmer, Joshua Palmer, by
That's
far.
a good pick.
Yeah.
What about Gus
Palmer.
Edwards?
What about Johnson, Pimpkins, anyone that plays interior line outside of Bozeman who went up a
Dude,
lot
Zion
of notches in our
Johnson.
book?
Dude, honestly, Zion Johnson has to be on the top as well as like most disappointing player. Former first round pick, one of the worst guards in the NFL. Trey Pipkins, we never expected anything from. Even though Jim
It's on a
Harbaugh told you
uniform.
all offseason he's a great right guard. Stop. Yeah, it'd be Josh Palmer, Zion Johnson, Gus Edwards. If he went from 18 touchdowns to 0, those would be my most disappointing players. All right.
Is
you
there?
guys want to pick some
Hold
names?
on. Real quick. Is there a player that stands out to you as NFL comeback player of the year? I mean, Tua's like, what do I got to do to get this award? It's ridiculous.
Play.
But I mean, would you go like a Kirk Cousins, a Sam Darnold? Would you go with one of those guys?
Sam Darnold. Yeah. For sure, right?
I think Donald. The requirements he had to come back from injury,
Or death?
which is like a tough one.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, no,
Yeah.
DeMar's got a couple picks on the year. Like he's fourth in odds to win it.
But he almost passed away 2 years ago.
I would honestly
That carries
say
over?
maybe. I'd honestly say, like watch out for this. Kyler Murray. If Cardinals win that division, which they're very much alive for, like I think they do win that division now.
God dang it. I hate the Cardinals. You know why? Because the Cardinals fall in that category as the Titans and Jags. Like just teams in the league that no one gives an S
Nope.
about.
No one cares.
Nobody
about.
cares.
No
What about
one.
Derrick
Seriously.
Henry? He missed. Didn't he get hurt last year?
At the very end.
Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah,
fine. I
it's
think
not
Derrick Henry
gonna
finished
work.
the season.
I
I
don't
think
think
he had
it's
because remember his last game in Tennessee was a good game. He knew it was the
Yeah,
last
you're
game.
right. Good point.
All right,
I
let's
don't
pick
know.
these games here. Ready? All right.
Let's go.
Josh needs to figure this out. All right. I don't know if being aggressive is the way to go, Josh. That's what you did last week. You went a little nuts and didn't help you out. Again, last
do it
week
again.
Mario was 11 and what?
I'm gonna do it
You
again.
do it again?
Yeah, go
All
crazy.
right. Last
Yeah, don't tell him what to do.
ahead. All right, I won't. Mario was 11 and 5. He's now 65 and 58 on the season. I was 9 and 7, 58 and 65. Josh was 5 and 11 last week, and he's 51 and 72 on the season. So here we go. We're going to start off with tonight's game. It's Thursday night football. I don't understand why this line changed. It always seems shaky when it's a New York team and the line changes. The Jets are at home. The Jets are favored by 2 in this game against the Texans.
What? Is it because the
It-
Texans don't have Collins or Diggs?
Yeah, I was about to say it's because they have no one like Diggs, Collins. I think they literally only have. I think Tank's even questionable. Let me double check. But yeah, they're down a lot. No,
I'll go first.
Tank's playing. I'm sorry. He's
All right, I'll go Texans to cover. Next.
Me too. Going Texans. The Jets have showed me nothing.
Me 3. I've been trying to tell Ryan Horvath, friend of show, not to bet on the Jets tonight, but he told me one more time. So
Oh boy.
Most boring team in the NFL.
yeah,
The Jets?
Yep.
I freaking love it.
they
Like,
have one more primetime game after this. By the way,
The Jets are like a high-speed chase on the California freeways. Like I can't stop watching. I love it, knowing it's not going to end well, but I stay around for the end to just say it's not going to end well. Like let's see you get out of the car and get tased or hit something. But the Jets are a high-speed chase where I can take my eyes off them. I love every minute of the Jets struggling. I
Me
hope
too.
Devontae Adams doesn't catch another pass, and I hope Aaron Rodgers sits there and goes, "That's what my legacy's turned into." I'm worse than Brett Favre with the Jets. You know,
That's great.
not
Love it.
even sending out
which
deep
is
picks out.
crazy. He threw
Yeah.
22 picks and 22 touchdowns. I don't know why you remember that off the bat, but I remember that very well.
Here we go. Next up, Bills at home. Bills are favored by 6 against the Dolphins. I'll go first. I'm gonna take the Bills. The Dolphins seem to never play well in Buffalo.
I'm gonna go Miami. Got to catch up on some ground here. Tua, 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Tua, 3 picks. Bills,
All right.
-6.
Okay. Taking Bills.
Like
All
that?
right. Like that. Dude, I can't hear that without thinking of Kirk Cousins. All right. Ravens at home. They're favored by 9.5 over the Denver Broncos. It's a big number right there. Ravens at home. You know that they're upset about last week. Heard a lot of stuff of people just saying, what the hell's wrong with you? You lost to the Browns. But Ravens are favored by 9.5. Mara, you want to go first?
Yeah. By the way, Lamar did not practice this week. Did not practice yesterday. Did not practice today. I still think he's gonna play. But just PSA for all the people out there. I like Broncos a lot. I think Broncos are starting to cook a little bit and starting to make me a little worried.
Yeah, I got Broncos covering as well.
All right, all three of us have the same thing. I have Broncos as well. Next up on the schedule, it's the Saints. They're at home. They're favored by 7.5 over the Panthers. Josh, you want to go first?
Dude, I'm gonna go Panthers. Saints suck pretty bad. They've lost 6 games in a row. I'll go Panthers.
I'm gonna go Panthers. I would not bet this, touch this, or watch this. Anything to do with this game, I wouldn't watch or do.
I'm gonna go opposite of you guys. I'm gonna go Saints on this one. I understand the Panthers are at home. I mean, god dang, Sean Payton completely kicked him in the nickels after that game. I mean, it's bad enough that you beat him, but Sean Payton to sit there and tell everybody in his press conference that was a horrible offensive team. It was.
He's so annoying.
He did not good.
Dude.
I mean, what the hell is Sean Payton doing running trick plays when the game's out of hand?
He's annoying, dude.
That was
You know
kind of nuts.
He reminds me of the 2008 Celtics team where you did it once and yet you think you're like a god.
Yeah,
You're
right.
Like those are two people in sports that get praised for doing something once more than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, he wants to be referred
What's
to as
Tom?
champ everywhere he goes.
Yeah,
It's like, dude,
no
Yeah.
kidding.
come on. 2009.
What is Sean
Yeah.
Payton? 5'4"? I mean, come on. What's the deal? He's little man syndrome. He's the kind of guy that sits on the toilet and his feet don't touch the ground.
Stomach's
Yeah, I'm
not
not-
5'4". Tell you that
Not,
much.
not a fan. Bengals at home. They're favored by 7. They're taking on the Raiders. I'll go first in this one. I'm going Bengals in this one.
What's the spread?
7.
I'll go Cincinnati.
Oh, Raiders.
Going Raiders. All
Raiders.
right.
I'm not trusting that crappy Bengals piss poor team to cover right now. T. Higgins also didn't practice today.
Okay. Next up, Commanders. They're on the road. They're taking on the Giants. Again, it always feels like somehow New York always hosts 2 home games. I don't understand. Commanders favored by 4 in this game on the road. Not a long trip. At the same time, this line has jumped up a little bit. The line, I think, was 3.5 or 3 when it started. Commanders, though, people are having faith in them. I'm going Commanders on this one.
I'm gonna go New York Giants to cover.
I'm gonna go. All right, I cut out right there. Sorry. I'm gonna go Commanders. Screw the
Okay.
Giants.
I
They
think
suck.
I think the Giants, by the way, they're like dead man walking. I don't think the Giants, like some teams are playing it out like every week, you're showing what you have on your film. I don't see it from the Giants. And I think Brian Dable knows he's out of a job at the end of the year too.
Horribly
Next-
ran. Like that
horribly.
Giants show on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
You're gonna let go of Xavier McKinney, leads
Yeah.
the league in interceptions, idiot.
If
Sorry.
he's fired, by the way, and if let's say Roman and us separate ways, I hope Dable's first phone call.
Me too. Good call. Me too.
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons, they're at home. They're favored by 2.5, taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys suck. I'm gonna go Falcons.
Yeah. What's the spread? What did you say it was?
2.5. 2.5.
God, if it's at 3, I would take the Cowboys. 2.5, I'm gonna take the Falcons. I really also like in this game, by the way, Bijan Robinson to go off. Cowboys defensive front's one of the worst in the league at defending the run. I think it could be a big Bijan day.
I'm going Falcons as well.
Why'd you
Okay,
laugh, Dave?
All right, going Falcons as well.
You
Next
explain.
up, this is a game right here where you're going. All right, who's the worst broadcasters we have? Because they're going to be doing this one. It's the Titans at home. They're favored by 4, taking on the Patriots. I'll go first in this one because I find it almost fascinating that no matter what, if I pick the Titans, they lose. But I'll pick the Titans again. Going Titans.
That's bad. That's so bad. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I would go Patriots too if I was really betting money.
Do you know how we say like the concussion stuff is crazy? Drake May practiced yesterday.
Yeah, it's a hell of an organization over there.
Are we being like too cautious now? You know what I mean? Like, is it like, you're just pulling for safety, or like I don't know what's going on. Just food for thought. I like the Pats. I'll take the Pats.
You have nothing to
cover. I'm
play
not
for.
Justin
Matter of fact,
Verlander.
if you lost, your team would benefit even more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're the Patriots, it helps you. Right now, I think the Patriots are ready to pick somewhere like number 2, I think, in the draft, if we got that right. I think the Titans
Yeah, I
actually
think you're
might
right.
be number 2.
Nah,
I got it right here.
Panthers.
Panthers are 1. That's right.
But like, you want Drake May to get snaps though.
Yeah, Patriots here. That's funny. This battle right here. Panthers 1. If the draft was today, Panthers 1, Titans 2, Patriots 3.
I would
Jeez.
not want to go to any of those organizations.
No. At least the Patriots aren't looking for a quarterback. They could think they got their guy. Next up, Cardinals. They're at home. They're favored by 1. They're taking on the Bears. I'll go first. I'll take the Bears.
Where's the
What do you
game
think,
at?
Josh?
The game's in Arizona.
I'm gonna go Cardinals.
This is my biggest bet of the weekend.
Dude, it would be mine too. There's no way the Bears lose after being embarrassed.
Oh, I'm opposite. I have Cardinals.
Oh, geez. Look at you.
I think the Cardinals
Shocked.
roll over the Bears.
Dude,
Like,
if the Bears
roll
lose
over.
to the Cardinals after that disappointing loss to the Commanders, you got to fire Eberflus.
Yeah. I
He should be
think
gone already.
he should be gone.
should be
Apparently, him and Poles are really, really close, and that's the problem, is that they're really good friends.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But I agree.
That
I think if it's like 27-10, like you get that bad, you got to go. But it won't be because their defense is really good. I like the under in that game too.
Okay. Next up, you have the Eagles. They're at home. They're favored by 7, taking on Jacksonville.
Eagles. Jacksonville sucks. Eagles look pretty good. Jalen Hurts looks pretty good the last couple weeks. What do you think?
I hate that number. I'd tease the crap out of this game. I'll go Eagles as well.
I have Eagles as well. All right, Lions at home. They're favored by 3.5. They're taking on the Packers. This is actually a game I'm really excited to watch. I'm going to go Packers on the road.
Ooh. Oof. Lions. Best
The
offense in the NFL. They're the hottest offense by a mile right now.
52 last week.
Yeah.
Did you said wait, Lions 2.5 or 3?
3.5.
3.5?
3.5.
3.5. I have to go Green Bay.
Okay.
Bet the team, not the number. I mean, no, bet the number, not the team.
Okay. Seahawks favored by 1, taking on the Rams. Seahawks are at home. Again, Seahawks favored by 1.
Rams. I like the Rams.
Seahawks first half bet, smack it. Rams full game. That's how I like that game.
The Rams always knock off Seattle. Always.
Always.
All right, Vikings at home. I'm going Rams as well. Vikings at home. They're favored by 5, taking on the Colts. This is a Sunday night football game of the week. Anthony Richardson not playing. Looks like he's not starting the rest of the year. I don't know what the hell just
Crazy.
happened. He was supposed to be your franchise quarterback. Now you're just saying you're going to throw away a first-round pick. Vikings again favored by 5. I'm taking the Vikes.
We're going Indy to cover. I don't know if they win, but I'm going Indy to cover. Joe Flacco. He's back.
Yeah. Old man Joe.
Old man Joe.
Comeback
Shout out
player
to
of
the
year.
Colts too for drafting a quarterback that hasn't played a lot of football, and instead of helping him out and having him play football, you sit him. It's really smart.
Yeah.
It's great.
Bold decision.
Bold decision. Yeah. Way to get the quarterback that's most not ready to play right now.
Yeah.
When you want to win right now. Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got? Who you picking, Mario?
I'll take the Colts to cover. I think we're going to see a little bit dip of the Vikes. We've already seen it, but it's going to continue.
I
By the
agree.
way, maybe watch out for Colts for fall apart team. I'm going to put that on our radar. I think that locker room sounds pretty divided over the QB situation.
Yeah. All right. It's Monday Night Football game. It's the Chiefs. They're favored by 9, taking on the Buccaneers. I'll go first. I know 9's a giant number, and the Chiefs usually aren't that team, but the Buccaneers don't have a lot of weapons. I'm going Chiefs.
So you got Patrick Mahomes going against the worst defense we've ever seen without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I'm going to go Chiefs.
Yes. I'm going to say more.
Gosh darn it.
You kind of talked you into it. You're gonna zig the other way when you zag.
Don't listen to me.
yeah,
I'm the worst on the picking of everybody.
I
But you sounded confident.
I was good.
But that's a big number, and that offense is just not look. But that Bucks defense has not been anything spectacular too recently. And Todd Bowles, let's start looking at different houses in different areas, brother, because you're not going to stay in Tampa much longer. I'm going to take the Bucks, but I don't feel confident. You got 9? Is that what you got?
You got 9.
All right, and just 9, or is it 9.5?
9.
Son of a bitch. Fine.
All right. Last game. It's the game we care about. It's the one we're going to join you right after the game ends. Again, it's a 10 a.m. start Pacific time, and then we'll join you for a post-game show. It's the Chargers on the road. This line has changed a little bit. The line started out, Chargers were favored by 2. It has dropped. The Chargers are now favored by 1.5. I'm taking Chargers.
Chargers. Browns. Put them out of the misery. They're wounded, Mario. Put them out of the misery. Chargers.
I'll be back in the Midwest in a 317 celebrating. No, I can't say that yet. I'll be back in the Midwest for no reason at all. Let's go Chargers. We dominate the Midwest. I come home to the Midwest. The Chargers come to the Midwest, and we win. And call ex-girlfriends and see which one's available.
Like it. There you go. Remember me?
Players of the game, Mario. What do you got?
All right, players of the game and score. That's the wrong document. Where is my? Someone else go. I gotta find the document that I had that.
Oh, you did. All right, I'll go first. I'm going star players. I'm gonna take these away out on both sides. Going Justin Herbert, Derwin James. Derwin James is going to get a pick in there, if not 2. And then Justin Herbert, I think, has a giant game. I'm going easy way out, but at the same time, I think the Chargers will win this one. And I'm going the highest score they've had that I've given them on this season. I'm going Chargers 31, Browns 17.
Ooh, 31. Wow, you're confident. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little surprise on offense. I'm gonna go Josh Palmer. He was pissed off by the trade discussions, Mario. He's upset. My source gave me that information. He's upset about it. He's gonna have a touchdown. Chargers are gonna win by 10 points. They're gonna win 24-14. And defensive player of the game, Tooley. He's gonna have 2 sacks.
All right. I'm making this a little bit broad. My defense is the whole secondary. Your job, catch the football. Jameis Winston has no idea what color jersey they are wearing on Sunday. Sometimes he's going to think they'll be wearing white. Sometimes he's going to think they'll be wearing brown. When he thinks they're wearing white, catch the freaking football. Take advantage of it, secure it, go down. Don't try to return it. Just go down. We've been down that road in Arizona. Just get the football, go down. They are one of the worst teams in turnover differential in the NFL. They're stat freaking bad. Justin Herbert does not turn over the ball. I really like in this game Jameis Winston and Justin Herbert over 1.5 interceptions. Not because I think Herbert's going to throw picks, but I think Jameis is going to throw 2. That's better value with plus money than betting like the minus 160 just for him to throw 1. So take that for all you degenerate gamblers out there and meet me at the cashier. Wow, that took me a minute. Brains fried. Let's go. Linesman, kick in anytime you want, buddy. For offensively, I'm going to go our boy, Lad. Keep building it, baby. Keep building it. You're building Rome, and you're doing a great job. You're ahead of schedule. Win your matchup. Create separation. Get in the freaking end zone. Big game from him incoming. And even though Quinn Johnson's back, Greg, let's make sure to force it to him and not Quinn Johnston.
I thought for sure one of you guys were going to say Cameron Dicker as your pick because it's in Cleveland. You can see it all the way through, right? Last drive, Cameron Dicker, game-winning kick. Some of the people in the chat had Cameron Dicker right here. Isaiah Francis says Winston doesn't even know what's on the, which makes me laugh. I swear to God, I'm going to remember that the rest of my life. when we're going to play for what's on our helmets. There's nothing on their helmets. It's maybe the greatest
Hall of Fame.
Jameis Winston, dumb Yogi Berra kind of line of all time. It's the greatest line of all time. Unbelievable.
He's so quotable. He's the best. Dude, I love, before we get to the start chat, Mario, I love little stats or trivia things with the Chargers or any team, right? Every interception that the Chargers have gotten this year are from former Titans, except for Poona Ford. How about that for a little
That's
fact?
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll read them off to you. All the former Titans out there: Elijah Molden, Bud Dupree, Tierra Tart, Christian Fulton, and then there's Poona Ford. But former Titans, dude. And then people are saying that's reason enough to bring in Calvin Ridley, a Titan. So we have one star chat, Mario. It comes from Mike G, $5. I'll put it on here. I got it today.
Mike.
Says we play the Patriots, Titans, and Raiders. Is there really any reason for this team not to win at least 10 games? Anything less is a failed season. What do you think, Mario?
I mean, it's a pretty good point, man. That's 3 easy wins. It's 3 times that you can guarantee yourself to be in a pretty good spot. But nothing comes easy in this league. And we got to remember, I know like the Raiders aren't good, but that is a rival game, Dave. And in those games, they will play up against us. They are going to play more up for those games than playing freaking Chicago, than playing the Commanders, because it matters more. So I know when, our rivals still suck, it's going to be a more game. And just one example of it, Ravens-Browns last week. Like, those games are always a little more difficult than you think.
Mike, I'm with you. They win at least 10 games. I mean, I had this team winning more than that. At the same time, yeah, it was funny. Antonio Pierce will be his last game as head coach. Maybe they try and give him something. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I like it. I mean, those should all be wins. Those are 3 wins right there. I'm with you, Mike. I appreciate it. Is that the only star chat we had or super chat we had today?
Yeah, a little disappointing. Not gonna lie.
Okay, it is a little disappointing.
Also
I'll tell you this at the same time. We'll let that go today. That's fine. I'll tell you this though. All right, and I'm going to put this out here right now. You might not like what I have to say, but I'm going to put it out right now. When we win the Super Bowl, and you guys all join us for the post-game show, I listened to the Dodgers yesterday win the World Series, and I turned on a podcast and I listened to the post-game show. Every super chat was like $200 each guy. I mean, that was a cash cow. Like, hey, let's celebrate together. Let's get crazy, have a couple pops, and throw Dave, Josh, and Mario $200 a question. That's awesome. Like, I'll put it out there. We win. We expect big time dough.
I'll be hammered on that. I'll guarantee.
I was sitting there going, I don't know what I was more surprised that the Dodgers came back from 5-0 or that people are throwing $200 super chats around. Where does everybody get their money? Holy cow.
Eric Valencia put this up there. He goes, $4.99. Love you guys. Noop it up. I don't know what noop it up means.
I don't know, but I'll do it for $4.99.
I'll do anything. All right. Is that it? Do we have anything else? I said keep it up. He meant keep it up, he said.
Ooh.
Thanks,
oh, okay.
Happy Halloween, even though Halloween sucks.
You going to have people come to your door, Mario, today?
I don't think so. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a Grinch for Halloween. I hate Halloween.
What's the most underrated holiday?
I mean, I'm a big Christmas guy. That's my favorite drinking holiday.
That can't be underrated, Mario. It's the number one holiday.
The most popular one.
All right, I'm gonna give you one. What you think? Okay.
Yeah,
Memorial Day is a good one. I'm from San Diego. Cinco de Mayo. It's a great holiday. Really fun.
That is a good holiday.
Dude, I didn't even know what Cinco de Mayo was when I was younger.
I feel bad celebrating it because I'm a white kid with long curly hair, blonde curly hair with blue eyes. Like that, I don't really scream out Mexican. But yeah, I celebrated it. What? Like, I'm just being truthful.
Dude, I'm super white too, and I love Cinco de Mayo. What were you saying, Dave?
No, I didn't even know what it was when I was a kid. I was born in LA, but I lived in Nashville for 9 years. Then I came back to LA. I swear to God, I didn't even hear Cinco de Mayo. I ended up coming back to Los Angeles for the second time. I never remember anyone ever bringing it up when I lived in Tennessee, ever. And then,
shocker.
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
But then you find, I love how the guys are complete drunks, like the ones who can't handle the alcohol that you think, dude, you're drinking this much on a Wednesday, that guy. Like, they look forward to St. Patrick's Day. Like, how's that any different than every other day that you do? Like, you already abuse alcohol, but for some reason, St. Patrick's Day you're looking forward to? Okay. Like, it's just an excuse to basically, I know I got a problem, but no one's looking today. That's kind of always the excuse.
There's a guy. there's a guy I know that he's just, I mean, drinks until he falls asleep like every night, but very Catholic, and every time for Lent he gives up booze, and that's his thing. Is not alcoholic. I can give it up anytime I want. It's like, well, all right, well,
Anytime I want.
I'm like, I don't know if that's a good point, but like, but then like that first day back, I mean, fellas, watch out if you're in the city. He's coming.
Yeah, I had a buddy of mine did like dry February, and then March 1st, he couldn't even get out of bed by March 2nd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He was like,
I love
dry
those
February.
guys, by the way. That
Yeah.
they like do like the sober October
Yeah.
or something, and they're like, you're
Yeah.
back in.
By the way, I'm not a Movember guy either. I don't understand the guys that just go, goes the mustache for November. Like, why show up to Thanksgiving look that bad? Like,
Yeah,
you're going to see family. Why look that way? You look like a CHP officer. You look
Yeah.
ridiculous.
There's a reason
Yeah.
why you were shaving it.
Yeah.
What
are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you see the Yankee guys, the Yankees can have facial hair below, their lip.
Yeah.
They all look like idiots.
I just think that's a stupid rule. But
It is.
yeah.
Come on. We're in 2024. Maybe you'd get better players if you let them have facial hair.
All right, you won.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Oh,
I got
trying to get
nothing
another
else.
holiday.
Dude, the day before Thanksgiving, not a holiday, always a great day. That
Dude.
Wednesday, it's so fun.
So that hits West Coast.
I'd go the day after Thanksgiving's better than the day before Thanksgiving.
No, because
Black Friday?
Yeah, because everybody there are people that have to work, at least do a half day the day before Thanksgiving. When I was in school, you had to go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you had a 4-day weekend. Now they have, at least here in California, it's everyone gets the whole week off at Thanksgiving. But it used to be you only had that 4-day weekend. So Wednesday kind of sucked a little bit.
I don't know.
Damn, that's a good question. Which day is better out of those two?
But did you do Blackout Wednesday? Do you do that, Josh?
Oh no, we didn't have a name for it. It was more like a reunion thing where everybody gets together.
Okay, yeah. So in the Midwest, it's called Blackout Wednesday, and it's just a disaster.
Where Mario's from, it's just called Wednesday.
Yeah, it's just called Wednesday. But yeah, so that's where you see all your boys, and it's always been a disaster.
I love how Mario's going back home, and he has the phone calls to make. Hey, I'm in town for a couple days. Like, it's never going to be serious, but I am in town for a couple days if you want me to throw you one.
Well, I'll say it off air. I can't say it on, but I was really close to saying the reason why I'm coming home, and if I said it, I would have had a lot of people very mad.
Yeah, don't say it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But shout out to
all
them.
right. We'll get out of here. This show always goes off the rails.
I got one more thing for you. I got maybe high schoolers. Yeah, yesterday. I don't know if this is odd or not. I bring dude wipes with me in public, everywhere, especially at work.
I mean, you carry them. But where do you carry them? You carry them in your hand, your pocket? What do you do?
Oh, in my hand, dude. It's right to my right.
Okay, like you don't bring a backpack. You don't bring a backpack to work and just keep them in the backpack?
No, I keep them in the backpack, but when I gotta go to the restroom, I grab them and I just walk with it to the bathroom. But it's like a 10-minute, like it's a far walk, dude. Like it's a long walk. And I was walking by like all these. There's like a high school cheerleading thing that some radio station does, and as I was like walking by it, one of the cheerleaders goes, "Does he have baby wipes?" And I just go, and I just like put my head down, and I was like, "Ah, damn!" And I just went in the bathroom and popped him out. And then when I was walking out, I saw like my coworker, and he was like, "Why do you have baby wipes?" I go, "I just use the bathroom." He's like, "Why?" And I go, "It's toilet paper sucks in there." Yeah.
What planet is he from? Why? You know what? I hate this actually because whenever I go to Target, they go, "Do you have a?" I've had it like 3 times. Do you have a baby? No.
Yeah.
For me.
For me.
What planet are you guys from? You guys use toilet paper all the time?
Seriously.
How much
does it cost to do that?
All right, here, I got to throw this one at you. All right, because I heard this argument the other day. Is it weird to have, let's say there were dude wipes or baby wipes in every stall at your work bathroom? Would you feel weird grabbing the wipes after someone else had been grabbing those wipes? Like you go, how clean was that guy's hand?
I'm washing my hands either.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I will not touch my phone in that process, though. I got to wash my hands first before I touch any of my things.
I'll be honest with you. I have more respect for you if you tell me that you keep them in your truck, your car, or whatever. People that go to work, you take them like you, Mario, to work. I
Yeah,
have more respect for it. At least I know that guy's clean.
dude. Do you know what's very funny is
I believe you got him.
there, dude. I bought
We
him.
need
I
a
just
sponsorship.
no. Yeah, seriously. I bought him and I didn't realize this. It's pumpkin spice flavor.
What the hell's
And
going
I
on
kept
in there?
wondering-
For what? For the freak in your life?
Dude,
What the
I
hell,
kept-
dude?
I kept
Really?
wondering
What kind of girls are you
why
dating?
all my
That's
dumps smell
insane,
like,
dude.
dude.
That is insane.
Like literally for like the longest time, I was like, dude, why does my butthole and why do my dumps smell like pumpkins right now? It smells like Thanksgiving dinner every time I use the bathroom. What the hell's going on?
Dude, what the hell is going on?
It's
Dude, that's
it's
crazy.
spiced. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You have pumpkin spice ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for the girls, the freaks.
You don't have to go to Starbucks anymore. Just just go to the stall after I use it.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Tell a
that's
girl in a
crazy.
bar that. Yeah, tell the
that
next
crazy?
the next random girl you meet that story. See what
I
she's
will.
down. Good lord.
My bad, Jesse.
All right. Good God.
That was
That was
fun.
fun
Thanks, guys.
Good God.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I like how he showed us his pumpkin spice. All right.
Crazy.
We'll be back on Sunday. We'll get back on track here. And by the way, in your comments, in your YouTube things, if you're, you can leave it here, but YouTube, please predict the score. I was curious to know what the score is, what you think the score is going to be. I love the guys that actually pick Dicker. It's probably the smartest thing said on the show. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. So for Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. Please like and subscribe to the show if you don't get that kind of pumpkin spice information anywhere else. So it would help if you gave us that thumbs up. Appreciate that. Otherwise, we'll see you Sunday right after the Charger game.
Go Bolts.